Yes, let's start. Okay, let's start by Mangalacharan prayers. Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagarna Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagarna Lalita Sri Visakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाण्य प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादे पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Welcome everybody for the morning Bhagavatam class. Very fortunate to be part of this. So we are continuing the series of Glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is like experiencing the nectar of the nectar. So it's a great opportunity for who hear, for who's for who share realizations. It's beneficial for everybody. Such is the quality of Srimad Bhagavatam. We have been hearing for the past 2 days great points about Srimad Bhagavatam, why we should read, what is the thought process, and what is the benefit of it. So continuing the same, when I was looking at why Srimad Bhagavatam, obviously there should be some beneficial factor in order to do anything. We are not at that pure state where without any expectation, without any benefit, we would really like to do something. So whether it is spiritual benefit or a material benefit. But we are right now, the purpose of our Bhagavatam is gaining spiritual benefit. So I was looking at Srimad Bhagavatam, what Bhagavatam speaks about itself. So I was looking at the Canto 2, chapter 2, 37 verse, which explains that the two benefits of reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So the verse goes like, Pibantiye Bhagavata Atmana Satam Kathamritam Sravana Utteshu Samritam. Punanti te Vishaya Vidushita Asayam Prajanti Tacharana Saroruhantikam. Pibanti, who drink, those Bhagavata, the personality of Godhead, Atmanaha, of the most dear, Pibanti, who relishes that Bhagavatam, who reads that Bhagavatam, that is, they drink the nectar, not to the mouth, but the ears. They enjoy that nectar through the ears. And what it does, it, punanti, purifies. We are all under the influence of material enjoyments and with our aim of life being distracted. That is purified, punanti, that purifies that vishaya, material enjoyment, vidushta asiyam, polluted aim of life, and prajanti, to go back. To who? Where do we go back? Tat, the Lord's Charana Saroruha Antikam. We go to the lotus feet, we go near the lotus feet of the Lord. So what it does two things. It purifies us from material enjoyment and and attracts us towards the aim of life. And the second one is what is ultimate, which is ultimate goal of any sadhaka is attaining the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So such is the benefit of reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So, also it's very interesting. There are so many. I mean, we've been relishing Bhagavatam, we've been reading Bhagavatam every morning, but when I was trying to look at, okay, what sort of glorifications different people have done, if there were so many interesting facts that I myself, was able to understand and get knowledge of, which I'm really thankful about. So, it's such a, what we read, probably it's not, it's like a used to thing. But when I was going through the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam is such a transcendental literature that is, usually recommended by many Vaishnavas, many Vaishnavas. If, for example, you can take Sanatan Goswami. He wrote so many songs about the glorification of the Lord. For example, he wrote Sarva Shastrabdi Piyusha Sarva Vedeka Satpada Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadya Sarva Lokaika Tritpada. He says, O Srimad Bhagavatam, it is a nectar churned from the ocean of all Vedic scriptures. And it is the prominent transcendental fruit of all Vedas. And it is enriched with the jewel of spiritual philosophical conclusions. And it is one which can grant the spiritual vision to all people of the world, all the people of the world. And it is the life and breath for the Vaishnavas. O Lord, it's like a sun which has arisen to dispel the darkness of Kali Yuga. So such is the greatness. Sanatana Goswami mentions about Srimad Bhagavatam. And he also mentions in the same that, he says, Srimad Bhagavatam is my only friend, my only companion. He says, Madeka Bando, Matsangin Matkuro, Mat Mahadhana, Mat Nistarka, Mat Bhagya Madananda Namastate. Oh Srimad Bhagavatam, you are my only friend, my only companion, my teacher, my great wealth, my deliverer, my good fortune, I bless, offer my respectful obeisances to you. So such is the glory that is given by great Vaishnavas like Sanatana Goswami. So that is why it is very, very recommended by them for us to read. I mean, we all know that, Bhagavatam is the literary incarnation of the Lord himself. But, having said that, when we see that, when we actually try to sense that, how do we sense that? By hearing the glorification that is done by these great devotees. He says, he also says, it is the only, easiest way that one can attain transcendental bliss. So, Paramananda Pataya Prema Varshakshya Sarvada Sarvasevyaya Sri Krishnaya Namastume. So he's like, by reading itself, one can attain transcendental bliss. It's like rain of pure love of God. So, as a sadhaka, we always want how do we attain the lotus feet of the Lord? How do we go back? Because our whole aim as a sadhaka bhakta is to go back to Godhead, to be in the service of the Lord, to be at the lotus feet of the Lord. But then how do we achieve it? In a very simplistic form. We cannot do all the penances or the strict laws. We have a very short-term memory. We have a very limited control on senses. We have so many restrictions or so many weaknesses upon ourselves living in this material. But here the Lord is offering through his devotees by sharing the glorifications of himself, which is Bhagavatam, which is nothing but the literary incarnation of Krishna itself. I was also, hearing to one of the senior devotees about how, we following the Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu emphasized on reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions, there are 5 ways to attain the love of God. Out of all the 5, the 5 items, are, deity worship, so on and so forth. We can probably, you need to be in a certain place and do certain type of things or be in a certain state to the rest. But Bhagavatam, you can read anywhere, anytime in your day, because now we have, thanks to all the gadgets or all the tools that we have, we can relish or we can read Bhagavatam at anywhere, at any place. Such is and we can, the moment we touch Bhagavatam and start reading, we will every day we will find something new. Even if we read the same verse, there is a new meaning that you will realize that day. According to what our thought process is, Krishna tries to give something new which is beneficial or which draws us more towards bhakti that day. So such is the glory of reading any scripture, and then what to speak about Bhagavatam. We know from Bhagavatam, we see the gopis are the greatest devotees of Krishna. And then this is Srimad Bhagavatam Pramavalam. So here is, it's a topmost evidence, Srimad Bhagavatam. As we all know, it's spotless. And and in what is our, and as I said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he emphasized on 5 things: Krishna, Vrindavan, Gopis, Bhagavatam, and love of God. So in order to get love of Godhead, he's saying Srimad Bhagavatam. How and who attained the perfect love of Godhead? So they all relished. So but they were all able to be present in the presence of Lord. So whereas for us, the Lord showed his presence in every house. So we're Bhadra Purnima, we're trying to have Bhagavatam in every house. Why? Not because it's a book, but because it is a literary incarnation. It's like Lord coming into the house. It's himself in that form, in the literary incarnation form, so that we all get benefited. So so another aspect that I've seen is I've come across is like Srimad Bhagavatam. They also emphasize, who is the literal incarnation, Vyasadeva, who wrote it, Vyasadeva. Even after writing so many things, he was still not satisfied. So then after writing Puranas, Upanishads, Mahabharata, everything after he wrote, he still was not satisfied. So now after Narada Muni's instruction, Vyasadeva wrote Srimad Bhagavatam in such a way that now the Supreme Lord, his incarnations, his devotees are vividly glorified. So it's like, I drew a parallel. It's not exactly a parallel, but when we are in a good group of friends, it's such a great feeling to share each other's good qualities. That's what Sangha, we do. We share the good qualities of each other, so that we increase that affection and love amongst us. So in the same way, all the devotees are exemplary, are glorified in Srimad Bhagavatam. Which if we hear good things about somebody, let's say in our temple, if I come to know about somebody's good qualities, I would like to meet them. I would like to associate with them. Similarly, if we hear glories of various devotees or of the Lord, obviously we will be drawn. Why they are so much interested in developing their bhakti? Why they want to be associated with the Lord? Why they want to be in the service of the Lord? What is the benefit that they are seeing? So similarly, that will draw us more. Such is the glorification of the devotees and the Lord, and Lord is most pleased when his devotees are glorified. So Bhagavatam is full of glorifications of those. So which will attract us more, not only the glories of the Lord, but also glorification of the devotees, which will, because we see, like, if we go to 10th country, we see so many Krishna pastimes. And every chapter, for every kind of chapter for that matter, what Kapila Dev did, we have heard some time ago. So we might not know all those things. We might know just a name called Kapila Dev or few things about him. But when we actually read Bhagavatam, we we know about gopis did go, what happened in Vrindavan, all those details very clearly, vividly are given in. So it is like you get all the information, you do your background work, you get all the information about something or somebody, and then with that good information and good knowledge, we are trying to reach that person. So it's so such, and then when you do that, you will actually get the utmost benefit out of it, because you already kind of know or kind of have an understanding of what it is. So it's like a well-informed approach that you have. So so I so I mean I'm after looking into the glorification of Bhagavatam, my appreciation for Bhagavatam call in the morning really increased, because we read, we hear, we probably we're driving sometime, we just put it on, we probably hear few points, but then not focus more. It might become rhetoric, but when we actually look into the glorification, the importance or the emphasis on Bhagavatam increases. And because of which, okay, maybe I will be a little bit more attentive tomorrow. Maybe I can be a little bit more careful in hearing what is being said. So that is a success. And talking about the attentiveness, the perfect example for attentiveness that we see in Bhagavatam is Parikshit Maharaj. So he heard Bhagavatam with the utmost attention from Sukadeva Goswami. So he without eating, without drinking anything, he just sat and heard the complete Bhagavatam. And we all know what happened, how he attained God. So and we have so many examples like that, who have attained the lotus feet of the Lord by reading Bhagavatam, by understanding the Leelas, and by relishing the Leelas. One of the relishing the Leelas, the story I always contemplate is relishing the Leelas is Jagannath pastime, where the Lord and Krishna, Balaram, and Subhadrama, they were relishing their own pastimes when their pastimes were being told by their mother, Rohini, to the rest of the wives. So if they were able to relish their own pastimes, imagine how much we would be experiencing the bliss. It's like when the kids see, they will be like, oh my God, Krishna how he can kill a Sakatasura, how all these demons, when it is an adult, how inconceivable Lord is. So all this knowledge is given in Bhagavatam. The usual discussion that we have when we talk about science, the limited knowledge of science, we were talking about it. So we were having a discussion about science. So science is nothing but, what does science do? It does research. So we were trying to decode research. Research means researching. So what is search? When do we search? When something is already there. So I was saying science is doing that, but Bhagavatam, it's already given. So when we are trying to search something, research something that is already there in Bhagavatam. So if we study Bhagavatam well, we don't need any other book or any other reference to show what is there in the universe, and also what is there in what is about Krishna. what are the pastimes of Krishna, what are the qualities of Krishna, and what Krishna is, and what bhakti is, and how do we need to perform bhakti, what do we need to follow, what do we need to understand to become a better bhakta of the Lord. So such is the glory of the Lord, and the literary incarnation of the Lord. So those are some of the things that I wanted to share with everybody. We have a few minutes for discussion. If anybody wants to share any thoughts or comments.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for sharing your realization and researching about, the glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavatas. Very beautiful. One point I really liked was everything was so good, but one thing that really struck me is that when you said we hear everything every day, with rapt attention. My mind went to like every day we hear, every day we read, so many things are there, but at least one point we try to really get into it and try to follow just one point every day, meditate on that. Our life is perfect, right? Srimad Bhagavatam has everything. So I immediately my mind went to that point, Mataji. Thank you so much once again. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anybody
Hare
else?
Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my Mataji.
Very wonderful. I mean, you dwell on so many important points. And I especially liked the Jagannath pastimes coming from you. I mean, the katha is so, even the Lord is going to ecstasy hearing his own, pastimes narrated. Very, very nice and concise, Mataji. You covered so many important points. And the hope that tomorrow I will listen more attentively. That's very encouraging. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhupada.
You mentioned one thing, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. You also spoke about that. Everyday Bhagavatam is basically everyday churning the ocean of milk and halahal coming out. And that means the anarthas are going out slowly, which may not realize. And we don't have to understand, how much has gone, how much is purified, it doesn't matter. Just hear Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, read here, either way, at least, something will come out. And one thing goes in is Krishna Katha into the heart. Randrane, Karana Randrena, it will reach the heart. And one day, Krishna knows how to open his door. So our only attempt is to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you so much. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Okay. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for all your wonderful realization and sharing. Devotees are already sharing, but I'm also appreciating your reminder about how we need to be attentive. As you said, like we're doing in the background, hearing while we're driving or cooking or doing other activities, but this attention, this rapt attention, you gave example of Maharaj Parikshit. So, it's just a reminder for us because kind of when we compare mechanical chanting versus, chanting with the feeling, same way when we're hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, instead of mechanically just doing, because, oftentimes, okay, I will check mark that I've done my hearing. Instead of that, your reminder that, actually pay attention, actually, create the relationship with Srimad Bhagavatam, because just like holy name is a person, so is Srimad Bhagavatam. So I really just want to actually take that as my takeaway from your class today, that, even if it's 10 minutes, just be fully present with the Srimad Bhagavatam, whatever time I can give. I want to actually cultivate that. So thank you so much. And that's also the point that Jyotirmay Mataji brought out about, things that are already there. It's like researching, like how you broke that word down. I've never thought about it like that. That things are already there. We're just rediscovering. It's nothing new. So yeah, just those 2 points. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else? Okay. Nothing. Thank you so much for joining today. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Hope this carries some meaning, some point for the day to relish upon. Enjoy the rest of your day with a great mood to remember Krishna, to think about Krishna, to think about Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you. Hare Krishna.